So hi, I'm Bryan Draper, and I'm going to show you some different ways to store your ephemera collections so that they last a little bit longer than they were intended to. And basically we're looking at sleeves and binders and box binders. So this is a 3-ring binder with just standard polypropylene letter size sleeves in it. Pretty basic. If you have some things that are smaller than the 8.5 by 11 sleeves, I like to put a sheet of acid-free paper behind it to give it a little bit more stability. And for example, something like this that doesn't have anything and is a little bit thick, the sleeve doesn't flex and move as well without having a sleeve or having a sheet of paper behind it. So,
and this is not just any old binder. This is an
acid-free binder that is actually has very good construction and it's very durable. It also has the D ring, which I really like because in the end it's a lot easier to store things because
they stay flat.
The text block doesn't have to turn so much.
Oh, okay.
And so that's one option that we have. And then we have the tan acid-free board binder box. So here we have the circular rings, and these are greeting cards and postcards. So there's 4 to a page, and each leaf has its welds to hold things into place. So this is very well organized.
And what would be the advantage of this? This is just like a cardboard, a board.
Yes, but
like the other one.
Yeah, but it's acid free, and this is also lignin free. So that is a very stable plastic that we use.
Right. Okay. Cardboard.
Cardboard that we use in libraries and museums.
Okay, and it's better than is it better than a binder or?
Oh yes, because when you close it all up, it keeps out the dust and dirt and bugs, and heaven forbid if you have a fire or water leak, the box offers a layer of protection to your collection.
Okay.
And actually, in this case, the objects are protected between a layer of box and the plastic themselves. And so we'll go from the
and then you have some
box,
variations on
and then you can,
binder boxes.
So this is another binder box that is plastic and is polypropylene. This is George Besseler and Company. Pure archival polypropylene. This has your standard 3-ring binder with the circular rings. And this is my very rare collection of wacky packages from my childhood. I was a very good boy and I never stuck them to anything. And you can see deterioration here of the adhesives. So even though these are maybe stored well, they have what we call inherent vice, so they're probably going to degrade regardless of what we do to them. But these boxes are very nice because they actually lock in place. And of course, plastic is a little bit more resistant to water, and they stand up very nicely on the shelf, and they offer a great deal of support.
Right. And you have a variant of that that has a handle, carrying handle.
Yes. So your ephemera collection on the go. And again, this has clips to keep it closed, and you have your standard 3-ring binder.
Those are D
And
rings.
then D rings, yeah, these are very good. And this is
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
what it's
this is polypropylene, which is a good plastic.
okay. Great. Print file again.
And then a year or so ago, I was very much surprised to learn that they made binders and sleeves in oversize. So these are 11 by 17 poly sheet protectors, and they don't say archivable. Well, I didn't know that was a word, but anyway.
But they are good. I mean,
But these
those
are good, yes. These are polypropylene. And how I discovered this was I bought a leaf from Nuremberg Chronicle, and after I was impressed by the object within, I realized that this sleeve is a 3-ring binder format.
is that the way it came from the...
Yes, it came,
I see.
dealer shipped it to me like this. And I look and see rubypolina.com, and I'd never heard of them before. And so you can look them up online and find out where to buy them. This is their binder also that they make, and they have a number of configurations. And if my memory serves correctly, they also make binders up to 13 by 19. Mm. This is obviously a portrait format. They also make them in landscape.
Where you'd have the rings on
yeah,
them.
Yeah, your rings would be here.
But they're just plain rings. I mean, they're just, again, they're regular, just standard rings.
Yeah, so you can use a 3-hole punch like I did here to punch this cover board.
Okay.
And so here's some smaller objects floating around in here as well. Oh, and then here's one in a letter size that I can stick in because it's the same structure. So there's that one, and then I discovered another format, which is a locking box that we've sort of seen already.
Latching, really.
Latching, yes. That's better. And this is Unikeep. Now, what's different about this is it has a different type of binder clips. Ring binders.
It looks like the Fort Knox of binder boxes, though. It looks really...
Yes, I think so. So obviously their sleeves are punched differently. They also open from the internal long side, which isn't bad, except your objects might slip down a little bit. And let's see, I have probably a better example here where your document could slide right out. So if you put a sheet of acid-free paper behind your object, it gives it a little bit more support.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can see the watermark, but that's Permalife paper.
Okay.
And
but didn't you these this
yes,
8.5 by 11 sleeve
out of something.
has
I was very happy to
4
discover
holes instead of
these print files have these extra holes which fit perfectly into this.
So you can use them in a
system.
in a regular 3-ring or a,
yes.
in their print file.
Yeah, this is print file.
Okay.
And
great. I like the way you can put a whole collection in there of different size objects and just carry it around under your arm.
Yeah, and because obviously not everything is the same size. So then, so why do we want these nice binders and polypropylene sleeves? That's because all plastics aren't made equally, and there are a number of bad plastics that are
plastic.
unstable
Bad plastic.
and should be avoided. I'm not sure exactly what this is, but this is a postcard sleeve. I'm not exactly sure what the plastic is, but you can see it's yellowing up here.
Let's see if we can get that down.
Oh,
here. There you can see the yellowing.
Yeah. And looks like something's happening there, which isn't good.
Okay.
And so you replace this. You would throw this out and give your object a new sleeve. One of the very bad plastics, of course, is PVC or polyvinyl chloride, which has a plasticizer in it, which over time leaches out of the plastic and it can contaminate and damage your object. Paper being very porous as it is. The plastics, as they age and deteriorate and release these chemicals, they also distort. And so here's one of these really awful magic photo binders that you can see the adhesive, that this sort of rubberized
waxy stuff.
Yeah, that your paper, your things would stick to, is deteriorating around the edges. That's from your oxidation, so that's where the air gets in. But you can see the plastic itself is distorting because it's losing material, changing shape. I think this is probably acetate. So as acetate film breaks down, it releases acetic acid. And that's not good for your paper.
Okay.
So maybe in another time we could talk about how to treat something like this and to remove the object safely and to rehouse them. But these are two examples of bad plastics that you want to avoid. And then there's lots of resources available. Gaylord Brothers in Syracuse has been around for a very long time, and they've had a very good line of archival and conservation quality products that we've been using in libraries and museums and whatnot. And they produce this very nice little guide to collections care, which has lots of information about plastics in it. For example, they tell us about what plastics are good to use, such as polypropylene, polyester, and polyester. And they mentioned that PVC should be avoided. So all sorts of formats available that you can purchase, and they show you how to use.
So you could, even if you don't purchase their things, they will still send you this
Yes. Yes, you can request this, and of course they'll send you a catalog as well, no doubt.
And so there was a website, gaylord.com. Okay. Well, thanks a lot.
My pleasure. Come again.